Now on to picture perfect success. We are pleased to have with us a couple of acclaimed photographers who are successfully capturing Yellowstone National Park. Photographer Chaz Glatzer, Canon explorer of light, and videographer Nathan Lee Allen, a Canon creator. You both have turned out a magnificent documentary. What are the mechanics that go into shooting some of these spectacular shots?
It's really all about research and understanding, having a game plan, because when you're out in these environments, making sure you're scouted out and you're understanding, angles and everything, it takes time to really set up the scene and to be able to have everything set the right way. If you're in, landscapes that have weather and things that are affecting your shot, it's just, you have to make sure to account all these variables to make sure you're nailing the shot every time. It's not just about the equipment, it's about the process, and it's about the research involved too, and the time it takes to scout. I think that's a huge part of that.
I tell everybody all the time, it takes everything to come together. It's the weather, it's the behavior, it's the camera, it's the lens, it's the settings. All of that stuff has to come together for one fleeting moment, right? And people will ask, how long did it take you to get that picture? Well, sometimes it's a 2,000th of a second, or it's 20 years, right? It's a difficult thing, and you need the stars to align. But, we're in the park and we're using cameras to try and tell different mediums, like still photography, and then try and capture video. And that's where like Canon cameras like this R5C that we used with a Cine operating system in there enables us to tell the stories that we really want. So a big part of what we capture has to do with the equipment. And if we don't have the right equipment with us, it's a more difficult task.
What do you think makes the Canon camera so special?
It's the ability to have both stills and video at an instant. And you're talking Absolutely. High quality for both. The R5C 45 megapixel still camera, crazy, resolution and the ability and dynamic range and all that stuff to capture everything we see. But when we flip a switch, we go over to a whole completely different Cine operating system, and we can capture high-end video and, that's, BBC production. So it's an amazing camera.
And this camera is also it's the smallest Netflix approved camera on the market. So you're having incredible power in your hands, just a flip of the switch, like Chaz was saying. In 3 seconds, you could switch from photo to video, professional grade, every time.
What would you say are some of the more wow factor shots?
Yeah, so you need images that are provocative, right? Or evocative. It has to elicit an emotion, within the viewer. And nothing is more iconic in Yellowstone than the wolf pack or the bison.
Yeah, and I think on my side, with seismic for this film, on the video side, we did this shot where most people can't do this because there are no drones allowed in the national park, but we were able to go with a helicopter above Grand Prismatic, which is one of the most incredible geothermal features in the world. This multicolored pool that's just massive, and that was sort of the climactic scene, the end scene of this film, and to be able to capture that really helped just like pull in our goals of not only showing the beauty and diversity of Yellowstone, but also just how these Canon cameras help support Yellowstone, like the Canon R5C. It was really cool to be able to have that all kind of come together in that shot.
From a tourism standpoint, how are the numbers going with people visiting Yellowstone?
The global pandemic has definitely increased the traffic. A lot of people stopped doing the international travel and started traveling more within the United States, and it's experiencing record numbers of visitors, and the staff is constantly now monitoring shifts in people versus wildlife activities. Canon, to that end, just put a PTZ camera up in the Old Faithful area, and you got to experience the Wapiti pack of wolves in the Upper Geyser Basin in real time. So people they're experiencing the park, and it's definitely increasing.
Yeah, and to echo Chaz, I think there's an increased amount of exposure, not only from just that, but also people online, social media. People are really intrigued by Yellowstone. And I think if that exposure gets turned into support, where there's people on the ground like Chaz, nonprofits like Yellowstone Forever, our partner Canon that's helping with conservation, providing cutting edge technology like the Canon R5C. I think the future of the park's bright. And as it continues to change, it's going to get better, I think.
Yeah, if you guys want to see more information, you can head over to usa.canon.com.
Yeah, and also you can learn more at yellowstone.org.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.